6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says the government, despite faced with enormous challenges, is fully determined to put the country on the path of development. Shahbaz Sharif has directed to provide every kind of support to the Pakistani students in the Kyrgyz capital Bishkek. The Shahzad affair of the Kyrgyz embassy was summoned at the Foreign Office today to convey strong concern over the incidents of violence against Pakistani students in Bishkek. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, additional troops have been deployed in Baramulla, Kupwara, Bandipora and Budgam districts ahead of another round of parliamentary elections on Monday. 83 Palestinians were martyred in the unabated Israeli strikes across the besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. The third and last T20 international between Pakistan women and England women teams will be played at Leeds tomorrow. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif says the government is working hard to address big challenges, including economic crisis faced by the country. Speaking at the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Central Council meeting in Lahore today, he said Pakistan, although is faced with enormous difficulties, but the government was determined to put the economy on fast-track growth trajectory. Shahbaz Sharif said Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Qaid Muhammad Nawaz Sharif, during his tenures, made significant efforts for the development and prosperity in the country. The Prime Minister said Nawaz Sharif brought $23 billion worth projects under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor in the country. He said PMLN government eliminated power load shedding in its tenure and improved the foreign relations with all the countries, including brotherly and friendly countries. Shahbaz Sharif said GDP growth rate of Pakistan during Nawaz Sharif's tenure was almost 6 to 7%, and the business activities were growing rapidly. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has directed to provide all necessary help and assistance to Pakistani students in the Kyrgyz capital Bishkek. Talking to the ambassador of Pakistan in Kyrgyzstan, Hassan Ali Zagham, over telephone, the Prime Minister directed to provide every kind of support to Pakistani students in the current situation. The Prime Minister instructed the ambassador to visit the hostels and meet the students. He asked the ambassador to keep in constant touch with parents of the students and provide timely information to them. The Prime Minister instructed the embassy to provide medical facilities to the injured students. Shahzad affair of the Kyrgyz embassy in Pakistan, Melis Mudaliev, was summoned at the Foreign Office for a démarche today. He was conveyed deep concerns over the reports of last night's incidents against Pakistani students studying in the Kyrgyz Republic. The Foreign Office spokesperson said in a statement that it was impressed upon the Kyrgyz Shahzad affair that the Kyrgyz government should take all possible measures to ensure the safety and security of Pakistani students and citizens residing in Bishkek. The Embassy of Pakistan in Kyrgyzstan has advised the Pakistani students to stay indoors amidst mob violence taking place outside the students' hostels in the capital Bishkek. The ambassador of Pakistan in Bishkek, Hassan Zagham, assured that the embassy is liaisoning with the local law enforcement authorities to ensure safety of the Pakistani students. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has activated its crisis management unit on the instruction of the Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar. Pakistani nationals in the Kyrgyz Republic and their families may contact the unit at the telephone numbers 051 920 3108 and 051 920 3094. The Crisis Management Unit may also be contacted via email cmu1@mofa.gov.pk. Emergency numbers of the Embassy of Pakistan in Kyrgyzstan for any emergency assistance are 00996550 0099650140 0099655554 and 00996507567667. Pakistan's ambassador to the Kyrgyz Republic, Hassan Ali Zagam, met the Kyrgyz Deputy Foreign Minister, Iman Ghaziev Almaz, in Bishkek today. He strongly raised concerns of the Pakistani nationals, particularly the large number of affected Pakistani students and their families, about previous night's violence in the city. He urged the Kyrgyz government to prioritize safeguarding of Pakistani nationals. At the instructions of the Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq, Pakistan's ambassador met the Kyrgyz Deputy Foreign Minister in connection with the incidents of violence in Bishkek. The Kyrgyz Deputy Foreign Minister assured the ambassador that the government of Kyrgyzstan would take legal action against the perpetrators of yesterday's attack. The Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi has said historic brotherly relations between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan are evolving into a beneficial economic partnership. He made the remarks during his visit to Saudi Embassy in Islamabad today, where he held a meeting with the Saudi Ambassador Nawaf bin Saeed Ahmed Al Maliki. The Interior Minister said the recent visit of Saudi investors to Pakistan was very successful. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has called for the removal of undue restrictions on access to new and emerging technologies to the developing countries to address their contemporary challenges. Speaking at the United Nations Security Council's ARIA Formula meeting on unlocking the potential of science for peace and security, Pakistan's Deputy Permanent Representative to the United Nations, Usman Jadoon, underscored the imperative of removing barriers for equitable access to scientific knowledge. He said unless fair and equitable access to new and emerging technologies is provided, the global south will lag even further behind in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. In Kashmir, illegally occupied Jammu and occupied Kashmir, the BJP-led Indian government has deployed additional Indian troops in Baramulla, Kupwara, Bandipora and Budgam districts ahead of another round of parliamentary elections on Monday. The actual aim of these extra security measures is to intimidate the Kashmiris into voting for those parties aligned with the Hindutva BJP. The Bharatiya Janata Party did not directly field its candidates due to fear of a humiliating defeat. Meanwhile, senior APHC leader Mirwais Umar Farooq was barred from attending a program in connection with the martyrdom anniversary of his father, Mirwais Maulvi Muhammad Farooq, in Rajouri Kadal area of Srinagar today. Different programs will be observed in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday to mark the martyrdom anniversaries of prominent liberation leaders Mirwais Maulvi Muhammad Farooq, Khwaja Abdul Ghani Lon and martyrs of Hawal. In India, the fifth phase of voting for Lok Sabha elections will be held on Monday in 49 constituencies spread across 8 states and union territories. Phase 5 of the general elections will witness voters' participation from 14 seats in Uttar Pradesh, 13 in Maharashtra, 7 in West Bengal, 5 in Bihar, 5 in Odisha, 3 in Jharkhand, and 1 each in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. According to the Election Commission, 695 candidates are in the fray for the fifth phase of polling. In Afghanistan, 4 people, including 3 Spanish tourists, have been killed in a gunfire in central Bamiyan province. In a statement, the Ministry of Interior Affairs said another 4 foreign nationals and 3 Afghans were also injured in the attack. Spanish Ministry of Foreign Affairs has also confirmed killing of its 3 nationals in Afghanistan. 83 Palestinians were martyred and over 100 injured in the unabated Israeli strikes across besieged Gaza enclave during the last 24 hours. The martyrdom toll of Palestinians in the Israeli aggression in the besieged Gaza since October 7 last year has reached 35,386. Cricket. The third and last T20 international between Pakistan and England women teams will be played at Leeds tomorrow. The match will start at 5 in the evening. The England women team have already won the series 2-0. And finally, the weather report. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. Windstorm and dust-raising winds are likely in central and southern parts. Partly cloudy weather conditions with rain, windstorm and thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Lower Balochistan, central and southern Punjab, Islamabad, Potawar region, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. Hailstorm is also expected at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Potawar region, Islamabad and Kashmir during the period. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.